Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today. High schooler in sports, or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Come enjoy a show of the Midwest's best boxers on Saturday, November 9th with Vertex at the Complex, the former location of Champions Fun Center. Fights are scheduled throughout the night, and if you haven't been before, now's the perfect time to go with Nebraska football on a bye week. Doors open at 6 p.m. with first bout at 7 p.m. Learn more about the boxers and buy tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com.
Post Malone is teaming up with Raising Cane's to empower the next generation of artists. For a limited time, 2 exclusive double-sided Post Malone posters are available at Raising Cane's. So post up your combo at Cane's while supplies last and support a good cause. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Are you looking for affordable drinks and a great atmosphere this football season? Highball Bar has you covered. Whether it's pregame tailgating, postgame festivities, or in-game celebrations, Highball Bar is the place to be. With $4 beers, $4 mixed drinks, and more during their 4 to 8 p.m. daily happy hour, Highball Bar will quickly become your go-to place to sit back, unwind, and be your team's #1 fan. Highball Bar, located in downtown Lincoln, just 3 blocks from Memorial Stadium at 122 North 11th Street.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, welcome to Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What's up? It's the Power Hour. Todd Uhlir, I'm going to be your host. Thanks for being here with me, Ben.
Anytime.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a great
Excited.
show.
Great show. 1 hour. We're gonna talk fitness. We're gonna talk football. Talk a little nutrition. Excited. Show number 2 for me. Got a special guest coming on. Hopefully we get that worked out for the second segment. Co-founder of STB Locker Room and Set the Bar Subs, Denny Kidwell, out in Ohio. So we're gonna hopefully get him on the second segment. But I want to start out today excited. I hit 1,820 days in a row of doing at least 20 minutes of focused fitness. So that's the 5-year mark. Anybody that has followed my journey on Facebook, I'm pretty much there all the time, and Instagram. Not big on X or any of the other platforms, but you know, I started this. I weighed 285 pounds. It was when I told people I played football for Nebraska, they asked me offensive line or defensive line, and I was like, I was a running back. I look more like a running back now, and so the problem really was, I was strong, I was powerlifting, I was working out, But I was eating like a ding dong, and so my blood pressure actually went to my dentist, and he was supposed to do a root canal, and he wouldn't do the root canal on me because my blood pressure was so high. And I was like, no idea, right? I'm 45 years old. Well, actually, when I saw the dentist, I was probably 44. I thought, high blood pressure runs in my family. My dad's had it. My brother's had it. I'm not too worried. It took me about a year to figure it out, and went to my doctor, and doc's like, how much cardio you do? And I'm like, you mean sets of 12? That was my idea. Cardio back then in the powerlifting days. And so I decided to commit 5 years ago after a year of not listening to my doctor, and obviously taking blood pressure medication really didn't even bring it down, that I needed to make a change. And, I just said, hey, I'm going to do 20 minutes every single day for a year. And I just locked into that goal. I can tell you there's so many days I didn't want to do it. But I committed, right? I went all in. And after a year, I'd lost 10 pounds. I was like, okay, wow, something else has got to change, right? Like, okay, so I'm doing the cardio, my blood pressure, I'm still on medication, that kind of stuff. So, and that kind of blew my mind. I was doing the 20 minutes cardio. I was also training outside of that, but went through some back issues in 2020. So back in November of 2019, I started this journey. June of 2020, I tweaked my back somehow, and I'm like, by October of 2020, I'm like, well, if I lose some more weight, maybe I'll get this off, right? So it took a whole year. Once I committed to, actually eating a little bit better, and it wasn't even really that. I added in like subtraction by addition. And I think a lot of people get nutrition confused. They think that, well, I just got to take everything out and eat less calories. And that was not I love to eat. So I just added greens and protein, and I did the workout every single morning. So from November of 2020 to March of 2021, I lost like 60 pounds.
Wow.
20 minutes a day, literally. And that's all I did because my back hurt so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of birthed the metabolic morning matrix. And so in 2021, I kind of partnered up with Denny to launch the STB locker room, set the bar sups on January 1st, 2022, launched the locker room on January 1st, 2022. And we've been doing it ever since, and can't tell you, we've helped hundreds of guys inside the locker room absolutely transform their life, not just physically, but it's a long-term fix. It's not a quick fix. So it's super important to me to not only lead by example, but like never ask any of my clients to ever do anything I wouldn't do, right? And when I got this sequence kind of put together and it worked for me, people ask me, what are you doing? Like, I've literally lost 60 pounds in 4 months. I've kept it off. I weigh 225 right now. Even basically, 4 years later. And so it's just a minimum of 20 minutes a day. There's days I do 30, there's days I do 45, depending on the day and depending on what I'm training. But I never go over 45 minutes. And if I do, it's usually because of warm up and cool down. So excited. Then that's one reason the show's called the Power Hour. I think I'm going to be 50 in 2 months, and I pretty much look and feel, and I wouldn't say I move as well as I did when I was in my 20s playing football. I definitely, like, my son is playing at Nebraska, and I definitely don't want to get hit by him. That doesn't sound fun anymore. But as far as longevity, I had a granddaughter 1.5 years ago, Marley. She's awesome. It's really changed my perspective as I've aged on training. And we actually got some 30-year-olds that we work with that, I wish I would have known some of the stuff at 30. I could have saved a lot of time, a lot of money, and just followed a proven path, right? So unfortunately, it took me 25 years to 30 years of training to find this path. And now, sharing it with other guys and want to help guys become the MVP of their life, right? Like when you put your fitness first and it's done every morning, man, I can't tell you the energy you have, the focus you have, the clarity you have. Even if it's a, bad work, like if it was I just walk the dog sometimes. Thank God for Zeus. I got him from my college roommate, Freddie Pollock, 2 years ago. And Zeus is always ready for a walk. So it's always fun. Knowing I got a little walking partner, and he loves to run, but with the knee replacement 2 years ago, literally 2 years ago in November. So yeah, I've gone through 2 back surgeries, a knee replacement, over the course of the last 5 years, and still never missed a day. And that's, we live by code inside the STB locker room, do the work, win the day, be relentless. And, we just show up and hit singles every single day. So a lot of the, fitness gurus out there are going to throw a training plan at you. They're going to throw a calorie restriction diet at you. They're going to do things like that. We transform the whole lifestyle. It's not just about fitness. It's about all encompassing. So fitness, family, finances, faith, and fun is kind of our 5 pillars that we work with inside the STB locker room. And STB stands for Set the Bar, if you're wondering that. So, but yeah, excited. Went to a high school football game last night. We're going to talk a little high school football later. Enjoyed that. It was a heck of a game, 30-27. Came down to a couple field goals at the end. So want to shout out the Battle Creek Braves, my alma mater, where my son graduated from. My daughter's a senior there. For making it to the semifinals. They're gonna face a tough Bishop Newman team that has Connor Booth, who's I think leading the nation in rushing yards. He's also committed to play football at Nebraska next year. So excited for that matchup next Friday. So we'll talk a little more high school football in the last segment, and really, want to use this platform as an opportunity to not just talk football, but talk fitness. And any questions guys have out, they can, shoot a text. We'll talk more in the next segment with Coach Denny, the co-founder, and dive a little deeper into the locker room and Set the Bar Sups and why we have them or why they were formed. But yeah, it's a good time for me. Like going into turning 50 is really changed my perspective on a lot of things, and being a grandpa has really, changed my perspective on things. And so, and we got a day off, we got a week off with Husker football. So we don't have to worry about that this weekend. I know that's been a really interesting last 4 games, and hopefully we can get the ship righted a little bit. I think everybody would enjoy that. So if we could get a win out at USC, hopefully that's something we're talking about 2 shows from now, that we went out and whooped USC. But yeah. You got any favorite high school football teams, Ben?
Just besides the school that I went to.
Where'd you go?
I went to Columbus Lakeview.
Unfortunately they lost last night.
Yes.
Got upset.
But my senior year is when they won state.
Oh, awesome.
So that was 2022.
Nice.
Yeah, I was announcing the games on Strive for the team.
Cool.
So yeah, that was fun to be able to watch them do that.
Yeah, so they beat Pierce that year, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so we Battle Creek lost to Pierce in the semifinals, so just missed out on playing you guys.
So I'm more of I really only care about the teams in C1 and B. Yeah. I'm not much of a Class A just because I never not from the Lincoln area, but I know there's a lot of good players and teams, but
yeah,
I'm just not as in tune to it.
Yeah, it's pretty fun to watch all these teams. Obviously my college teammate Matt Turman is the coach over at Omaha Skutt Class B. They won last night as well. I want to shout out to the Blair coach. He just retired. Mr. Sukup retired after 25 years of coaching. It's my son's roommate's dad that coached at Blair for 25 years. So shout out to him. That's a pretty long commitment to high school football, 25 years of coaching. So yeah, shout out to the Blair Bears. I know my son played baseball with a bunch of kids from Blair that are now in college too. But so yeah, I think unfortunately Lakeview did lose last night, right? Who'd they lose to? Oh, we'll check that out in the last segment. But
yeah, we'll talk about that more later.
Yeah. But yeah, I think a lot of times people are like, why do you work out every single day? I think that's a huge question I get. And I'm like, why don't you? Like, our bodies are meant to move. And to be real honest, I can say in 1,820 days in a row that there isn't a single workout that I did that I regretted. Right now, I can tell you that there's some that were not very fun, and there were some that were a lot more fun. But I didn't regret a single one of them. And I don't know anybody, like, unless you, like, so I grew up with Husker Power, right? I was in that 93, 94, 95 Husker Power.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you did the metabolic circuit, like, then you could literally say like, that was like, I hated that workout.
Mm-hmm.
It was by far the hardest thing that on a training standpoint I've ever gone through. And I've never done CrossFit. I just, and not against CrossFit. If you love CrossFit, awesome. I've just never done it personally with all my injuries and stuff like that. I just don't, I feel it just doesn't fit with me well. But I could see some of those CrossFit games kind of being like the metabolic circuit. And I just have such bad memories of that. Those were like, you literally puked after every single workout. Like if you work until you puke, you really don't want to do that one again.
Yeah.
But we won national championships, right? So maybe that's a hint. I know my son says that they're working really hard in the weight room, and he really enjoys it. Him and his lifting partner, Derek Wacker, two walk-ons that are they push each other pretty hard. And I think Isaac Dickey is working in that group as well. So it's always fun to hear what they're doing and how hard they're pushing and that kind of stuff. So I think, shout out to the Husker Strength Program right now is, I think, as good as it's been in a while, with the guys down there really pushing those guys. And hopefully we see that development over like, this is only their second year. You can't work miracles in, 1 year.
Yeah.
So I think you'll see that development as kids have been in the program for 2, 3, 4 years. You'll see how well that the strength staff is bringing them along. I really like to think so. From what I see that Trent does, I really like what we're doing and how he's progressing personally. So he had a little fun practice this week. He said it was the best week ever of practice. So that's always good when your kid calls you, like, I had a great week of practice. So being a walk-on, I can tell you the first year is as frustrating as you'll ever be. You go from, Trent from, 5 years old playing flag football through high school, was always kind of, top guy or one of the top guys, played on a lot of good football teams. And you come in and you all you do is practice. Like there is no option of even seeing the field. It gets really, really mentally tough. I think he's fine. Like the first 6 weeks were really hard on him. And I think now he's kind of settled into, okay, this is what I got to do every day to get better. And Coach Brown is his position coach, and Coach Brown's always super encouraging. If you've ever met Coach Brown, Coach Brown was coaching when I was coaching, and he was always one of my favorite coaches as well. I had Coach Solich wouldn't say that he was inspiring by any means. The guy was tough. And he demanded excellence in everything that you did, from, how you stepped when when the ball was snapped, to like, he literally, the details mattered to him, which was a lot. Like, I enjoyed that process. There's guys that didn't enjoy that process. Right.
Yeah.
I like knowing this, if I do these steps, I'm going to be successful. And that's kind of how Coach Solich, he was tough. He was a tough dude. And it showed with all the wins and stuff he had at Ohio and all that. So, I've been blessed. I can say that to have some really great coaches in my life. My high school football coach was, when he retired, had the most high school wins at the time. I know Jeff Beller's broken that now, who coached against me in high school. He's still coaching Norfolk Catholic, who won last night. Shout out to all the Norfolk Catholic people I know. Congratulations on your quarterfinal win. And after Coach Snisler, I came to Nebraska, and obviously Tom Osborne era. We lost one game in the 3 years I was here. I was a walk-on in '93. Went through the meat grinder of the scout team. And you want to talk about, an experience that I always tell people, like, you really can't, you always hear all the fans, oh, you should do this, you should do that. I always say, go play scout team for one practice at scout team running back, and then you can talk about what you would do or what you wouldn't do. Because those guys are big, they're fast, they hit hard. And so you guys sitting on the couch saying, I would have done this, I would have done that. Like, yes, it's not quite that simple.
No.
But yeah, it's an interesting process going from a walk-on, and then I earned a scholarship in '95, which was pretty cool. We ready for break?
Before we go to break, we have a text on the text line. Question. Bill and Bennett asked, Todd, did you ever have to run the stadium stairs after practice as a Husker?
I got in a fight in spring ball in '94, and I had to run every single step in the stadium.
Oh, yeah, that's quite a bit of steps
for getting in a fight. So, and it happened pretty early in practice. So, I spent the entire practice running the stairs. I can't really remember running stairs other than that. I know this summer for their summer conditioning, they ran a ton of stadium stairs. Trent was telling me about that. That's the only time I really remember, but I remember I got hit in the head a lot, that I can really remember running stadium stairs. It was horrible. There was a lot of, and granted, the stadium was a little smaller back then. North Stadium wasn't quite as high as it is now. But I started in North Stadium and I made it all the way around. We obviously didn't have the upper tier either in the East Stadium. So I didn't have to, there's no going up there, but it was, I've run them. One time that I really remember because of got in a fight.
Interesting. All right. You ready to go to break?
Yeah, let's go to break. You're listening to the Power Hour on 93.7 The Ticket. We'll be right back.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
Are you or someone you love struggling with substance use? The Bridge Behavioral Health in Lincoln offers outpatient therapy for those 19 and over. The Bridge is conveniently located in the South Haymarket and near city bus lines. With payment options through insurance and a sliding fee scale, services are available for any adult 19 and over seeking help. Call 402-477-3951 to learn more or schedule your appointment today. The Bridge Behavioral Health is a local substance use treatment facility offering hope and a solid foundation for recovery through substance use treatment and behavioral health interventions.
Raising little ones is a big job, and you do your best to give them a good start every day. That means making sure they're well cared for while you're apart. You work hard, but it's not always easy to make ends meet. There may be help. Find out if you qualify for Nebraska's Child Care Tax Credit for working parents. You could be eligible for a credit of up to $2,000 per child on your next tax return. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
The Link Grill, Draft, and Crafts is your spot in Southeast Lincoln for great food and drink. They're serving new menu items and a killer craft cocktail menu with your favorite draft beers. You'll love their pizza and new entree options. It's a great place to watch any live events, and they have music bingo every month. They have an aggressive loyalty program that rewards fans with 7% back on all purchases. Home of the Nebraska Power Hour every night from 8 to 9 p.m. Order online at thelnkgrill.com or stop in at 84th and Highway 2 today.
On game day, every play counts. Now imagine having the same level of control in your field. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Real-time play-by-play control means you're always ahead of the game. Score big with simplified irrigation technology from Valley, improving your life both on and off the field. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
There are moments in life, surrounded by family and friends, when you realize this is what it's all about. For 65 years, the Riddles family has been creating jewelry to capture these precious moments, crafting one memory at a time to last forever. Now, join them in celebrating Riddles Jewelry's 65th anniversary with incredible savings. Enjoy up to 30% off engagement rings. And for a limited time, save up to an additional $700 on your ring purchase. At Riddles, they're more than jewelry. They're here to help you create moments that truly sparkle, surrounded by the people who matter most. Family owned. Today, tomorrow, forever. Riddles Jewelry.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Hey farmers, if you don't already, you need to get to know the guys at Boyk Farm Outfitters. If you're ready to turn your sprayer into a money-saving smart machine, they can hook you up. If you just want to get your chemicals from some good guys that care about your operations goals, they want to chat. They work with progressive growers all over eastern Nebraska to assist with equipment upgrades and input options. Boyk Farm Outfitters is equipping the modern farmer. Check them out at BoykFarmOutfitters.com. That's BOECK FarmOutfitters.com.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to the Power Hour. I'm your host, Todd Uhlir, two-time national champion. I've got a special guest in with us, Coach Denny. Denny, what's up? Can you hear
Hey,
that?
how you doing? How you doing, Coach?
Awesome.
Today?
Good, man. Good. Excited to have you on here. So this is the second show I've ever done, but this is our I don't know how many shows together, right? We do a live every Monday night on our Facebook page, STB Locker Room. Some type of training, some type of either mental training, physical training, nutrition, that kind of thing. So Coach Denny and I have been together, working together since 2022, January 1st of 2022. We obviously met before that. He's out in Ohio. He is, dude, you're in Husker territory right now, right? Like,
yeah. Hey, I've grown to love the Huskers. I really have. I love to see what's been happening in the past few years. I see an uptick, and I like it. So I'm really, one of my big goals this season for college football, honestly, as a Buckeyes fan, I want to see you guys get bowl ready, right? We just need that one more win. UCLA was it. That's in the past. Let's get this next one. I think it might be Wisconsin.
Yeah, well, I see UCLA beat Iowa last night. So, UCLA wasn't a slouch. I don't think there's not too many slouches in the Big Ten. Now, you've been a Buckeyes fan for how long?
I mean, you grow up in Buckeye country. You're a Buckeye fan for the most part.
So you just had a birthday, right? You just turned 49.
Absolutely.
49. You're old.
Yeah.
So, it was funny when we met. You were like, Huskers, like, you mean like the really good teams back in the 90s? I'm like, yeah, I was on that team. He's like, no way. Like, yeah. He's like, no, that's kid, and then I had to show him the jerseys and the rings and the things like that. So, we were kind of not really heard from, and then we moved to the Big Ten. You've obviously been in the Big Ten dealing with Michigan and that kind of stuff, but always fun to get a Buckeyes perspective. Was out to the game with you guys 2 weeks ago. Had a lot of fun out there.
Yeah, you were almost de-invited from coming back.
Right. So I was out there 2 years ago as well. I saw the horseshoe, and Ohio State went down to Michigan, number 1 versus number 2. Danny showed me a good time there. We had an interesting time, to say the least. But so that coming out, and I told you, like, hey, if we win, if we pull, and I'm telling you, this guy is like, dude, there's just no way you guys are ever going to even be close. Like, he was pretty confident. And when it was 17-14, he was sweating some bullets. He was like, man, I can't believe this. And I'm like, I can't believe this either. It's awesome. So I'm with all these Buckeye fans out there. I'm the only Nebraska fan in the group, and it was a lot of fun. So thanks for really showing us.
I got to give you guys credit, man. The adjustments you guys made from 1 week to the next was astounding. And it actually showed you, in my opinion, it showed all the Husker Nation, all the players, all the coaches, what's possible. Yep. So for that being said, there's no doubt in my mind that, the playoff, not the playoff, I'm sorry, but the bowl bid is within reach. It is within reach, and it's definitely attainable. And let's see how far they dig down deep.
Yeah, we had a week off, recover, refocus, get some clarity, right? Like I said, my son said the week practice went well. So it's kind of crazy here in Huskerland. It's been nuts the last 8 years. I mean, since 2016 is the last time we went to a bowl game, which is just insane to think. Like, when I was playing here, we had like a streak of 26 years or some crazy number like that. And we had the longest active streak of going to a bowl game when I was playing, and then you just always thought it would be that way, right? So, all right, let's jump in. The STB locker room and Set the Bar subs. We co-founded this after getting together in 2021 and just really aligning, like, kind of how we thought about fitness and nutrition and going forward as guys over 40, right? And I think too that's really who we work with. Guys over 40. We do have some 30-some-year-olds. We're not going to say no to those guys or anything like that. But, for the guy that's 40, he's tried a lot of different things. I know you've tried a lot of different things.
Yep.
We've come to find there's 3 things that really most guys come up with excuses or why they actually fail at their fitness, right? And so number one is what we call nutrition confusion, right? You cannot open Facebook, you can't turn on the TV, you can't do anything without seeing somebody talking about this diet or this pill or that kind of thing. You got your neighbors down the street peddling some, miracle weight loss pill, things like that. And not bashing any companies out there or anything like that. Like I'm sure they're all great products. I've been, and you've been in several different companies that, we all know it comes down to following a process.
Yeah.
Right. So nutrition confusion, I think, is probably the number one thing that most guys, and it's always the next thing. Like, hey, I'm going to do keto. Hey, I'm going to do paleo. Hey, I'm going to do intermittent fasting. Hey, I'm going to and they just never stick to something that's sustainable.
I think there's also confusion in just the name, the name, the wording, the definition of supplementation. And I've gone through it too. It's just like, hey, I've been an elite athlete. I don't need supplementation. But what do we do on our daily? Whether we're going to McDonald's, whether we're going, is that right to say Mickey D's?
Yeah.
All right. So whether we're going to a fast food joint or whether we're going to the latest health bar, down the road, or we're making something organic, actually fresh from the farm at our house, we're choosing the supplementation that goes into our bodies. So it's just another product that's on a shelf. And, quite frankly, when you look at it, it's the peak food that you can do to supplement what you're actually having, because you get to put exactly what you need in at that time for that day. And let's face it, now that we're 40, you got a little bit more jingle in your pocket than when you were 20. Maybe just maybe you've lost a step as far as, speed or flexibility. Well, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you take this advantage that you can purchase for, it might cost you $1 a day for a certain product? Why wouldn't you? Right.
Yeah. And I think Set the Bar Subs came out of the need for us to control what our guys were buying. Sure. Right. And not to be like control freaks by any means, but like we'd have guys come into our programs and they're like, dude, I'm not losing weight. And I'm like, well, what are you taking? They're like, well, this, and this from so and so. Right. Like, and we're like, okay, like not every supplement's created equal. So
do you mind if I share on that real quick?
Yeah.
2 seconds. So what had happened was we had guys putting products in and we would struggle with certain guys. And they were literally putting components of dog food in their body, which they thought was a healthy protein. And then the second thing I'll say, just as a thing, and this wasn't like just one or two guys, anybody who was taking our superfoods as far as for the supplementations on the greens, before we had that, there was a necessity for us, because even some of the best products that we thought was out there, they were putting harmful metals into the bodies. Like you can attract them with a magnet into our guys' bodies, and it was making guys sick. So we needed to control that.
Yeah. And so we set out, we partnered with a great company that, they literally top 1% of all products manufactured. They're in that. And so that's who we work with. And we were able to set up our setthebarsubs.com. And I think we have like 55 products now inside of there. So we literally cover everything from, pre-workout to daily vitamin and really when it comes down to supplementation, we have like, I've been supplementing since I was 14. I'm Weeder 1000, got it from HealthWorks downtown Norfolk, and you had to blend it in a blender for 15 minutes and then still choke it down. Kids these days got it pretty good with how good this stuff tastes. I got it pretty good for how good this stuff tastes.
Everybody our age who's tried supplementation has drank a raw egg, right? We've all been there. We've all tried it, right?
Yeah. So that was the key for us, I think, is that we knew we were putting only the best of the best in not only our own body, because it's the only products we use personally, but we knew that our clients, our guys that were, wanting to fast track their results, were putting the best possible stuff in their body. So we made a really super simple plan. We have 2 basic products that are a must: greens and protein. And you actually mix the 2 together, they taste amazing. Yeah. It sounds horrible, but anybody that's ever had a greens product, you're gonna be like, no way I would ever mix a green with protein. Trust me, it's the best tasting stuff ever.
Most of those taste like lemon sawgrass or sawdust. Ours tastes like nothing's more American than apple pie, right?
Yeah, that's good.
Well, there you go. That's what we have.
So those are the 2 basic, and then we add on from there. I think creatine is a must, and we're doing a training Monday night on our STB locker room page on creatine and why it's important and all that. So you can join us at 8 p.m. Central. That's 9 o'clock Eastern, Denny, for you out there. Every Monday night we go live on the STB locker room Facebook page with some kind of training. We're talking about creatine this week and why it's important, especially people are like, I don't play sports. I don't want to grow up. Like, dude, it's for
kids, guys, women. It helps for brain health. Show up Monday. We'll tell you a little bit more about that,
so
but it's a no-brainer.
That's the number 3 product, right? And then, you've got your multivitamin, you've got things like that. So and then, guys that do lift and guys that want to push to the extreme, we've got the pre-workouts, we've got the intra workouts, we've got the post workouts, we've got the bulk shake, we've got meal replacement shakes, we've got everything inside of that. So don't
sleep on that testosterone. We just had a guy call us this weekend and was like, hey, I got some hot dates going on, and this is important to me. And we also have a blood pumper. So do the math there. But Joe Rogan, Coach, Rogan and Elon Musk were just talking on one of the latest episodes of the Joe Rogan Experience on creatine. So if you slept on creatine, check it out.
Yep. So, and then the locker room itself, we're super proud of what we do there inside with these guys, and we've got hundreds of testimonials and that kind of stuff. So you can go to stblockerroom.com. Denny, thanks for joining me on this segment. We've got to go to break. So this is the Power Hour with Todd Uhlir. We'll be back on 93.7 The Ticket.
Nebraska's public schools are key in developing the workforce and fostering community development. They prepare students for successful careers in every Nebraska industry and to serve as our future community and business leaders. Our public schools educate 90% of students in Nebraska. They connect students with the businesses and civic organizations that make our communities thrive. Strong public schools create strong communities.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started. As a proud member of the Roofing and Solar Reform Alliance, Coalition Restoration stands out by providing thorough property assessments, personalized customer service, and top-notch craftsmanship. With years of experience in the industry, Coalition Restoration has built a notable reputation for having a team filled with skilled professionals and possessing the expertise to handle any roofing project, big or small. Visit their website today for a free roof assessment at www.coalitionrestoration.com or give them a call at 402-607-8186.
It's the greatest time of the year again. Kickoff is here and football is officially back. Over 1 million fans across 33 states got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog, and this year you can too. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward and signing up is even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com and sign up with promo code EARLY, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy,
promo code EARLY to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Must be 19 plus in Nebraska and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Salt Mine City is now open at 8th and R in the Haymarket. Come check out Lincoln's newest brewery with 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager, Brick Street Amber Wheat, and so many more. There's daily drink specials like $1 off Moscow Mules on Tuesdays, $6 IPAs on Fridays, and $6 Bloody Marys on Saturdays. Stop by Tuesday through Thursday from 4 to 9 p.m., Fridays 4 to 11 p.m., Saturdays 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Sundays from noon to 8 p.m. It's Salt Mine City, Lincoln's newest brewery at 8th and R.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air,
and electrical.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through November 12th is $2 off all crackers, $2 off on grind, $3 off on salami, and buy one, get one free on stew beef. Limit of 2. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Highway 2 in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
What a day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up. Hold up. The new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh, yeah. This is a game changer. Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks, exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better. This week's 93.7 The Ticket Athlete of the Week is Jet Tamala of Millard South High School. Tamala completed 29 passes on 37 attempts for 379 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. Tamala also ran for 51 yards on 6 carries and added another touchdown. Millard South dominated Papillion La Vista South 56-19 in round 1 of the playoffs and hosts number 10 Millard North this Friday night. The Ticket's Athlete of the Week is powered by 3 Pillars Performance. Unlock your peak performance with the expert instruction at 3 Pillars Performance in Lincoln and online at 3pillarsperformance.com.
The Body Lab, located at 14th and Yankee Hill, is Lincoln's premier physical therapy and recovery lab. The Body Lab offers trigger point dry needling, cupping therapy, joint manipulation, and so much more. Looking to relax and relieve stress after a long day or difficult workout? The Body Lab's recovery lab is the ideal spot. Featuring infrared sauna, a cold plunge tub, or if you're just looking for enough space to stretch out and reset your mind. Learn more about memberships and schedule your service today at thebodylablnk.com or visit the Body Lab in person at 14th and Yankee Hill Road.
Before you start blowing and raking leaves this season, make sure you know where they go. Yard waste is not garbage, especially in Lincoln, where it's converted into earth fuel compost. All grass clippings and leaves must be separated from household trash from April 1st until November 30th each year. It's the law. Yard waste belongs in a paper lawn bag, or you may request a bin from your trash hauler who will pick it up for a small fee. Remember, no trash or branches are allowed in yard waste. Get the details at lincoln.ne.gov/recycle.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Back to The Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, we're back with the Power Hour with me, Todd Uhlir, and we're going to get into some high school football. One of my favorite things. I just absolutely love high school football, all of it. And this year I've been able to enjoy more games than just Battle Creek since my son's not playing high school football anymore. So I've been out to some different venues and seeing some different games, and it's been a lot of fun this year. So Class A playoffs, Millard South beats Millard North 49-10. Looks like that matchup's going to be Millard South and West Side eventually here, but West Side beat Papillion La Vista 36-0. Another shutout. Shout out to Christian over there doing the work on defense, getting a shutout. He's a Nebraska commit as well. Omaha North, they've got a Nebraska commit on their defense, beat Elkhorn South 28-21. And Kearney out west beats Bellevue West, who's not out west, but 30-7. So setting up some pretty good matchups for the semifinals. Like I said, I think we all know more than likely it's going to be Millard South versus West Side in that state championship. West Side going for 3 in a row, I believe. That's Millard South's going to make it tough for them. So Class B, Bennington, 3-time state champion, I believe, 39-0 over McCook. They're going for number 4, which would be crazy. Omaha Scott, 38-21 over Waverly. My guy, Matt Turman, the Terminator, coaching that team. They did beat Bennington. They broke Bennington's win streak this year. So they're looking for a matchup potentially there. But you got Seward out here beating Gretna East 28-21. Seward's still the only undefeated team in Class B. So, and then you got Elkhorn North 30-6 over Scotts Bluff. So that sets up some pretty Bennington and Elkhorn North, Omaha Scott and Seward should be a fun semifinal next Friday. C1, Ben's class there. Unfortunately, like I said, Central City down Columbus Lakeview last night, 19-7. Sydney, my brother Tony lives out in Sydney. All of his kids have gone to Sydney High. He's got a freshman out there, Laney. They beat Shadron 32-8. Auburn upended Ashland Greenwood, ended Ashland Greenwood's season again in the quarterfinals. My buddy Brian Schuster's kid went there. And then you have Wahoo, who's the defending state champion, 53-14 over Boys Town, setting up Sydney, Central City, Wahoo, Auburn in the semifinals here. So Sydney lost to Wahoo in the semifinals last year, so it could be Sydney versus Wahoo in the finals. So it should be interesting. And then C2, my Battle Creek Braves, I shouldn't say my Battle Creek Braves, 30-27, guys. It was a crazy last 4 minutes of that game. Malcolm kicked a field goal, 40-yard field goal with time expiring, just missed wide right. It would have tied the game. Great game, Braves. They went down 27-20 with like 3 minutes left in the game, 4 minutes left in the game. Returned the kick for a touchdown. It was crazy. It was an awesome game. Norfolk Catholic, number 1, 41-14 over Raymond Central. They seem unstoppable, but Bishop Newman and Connor Booth. Connor Booth goes 34 carries, 250 yards. He's at 49 touchdowns, Ben. You know who else had 49 touchdowns in a season? Who? Any guess? Myself, yeah.
Ooh.
49
I
touchdowns.
should have guessed that.
49 touchdowns my senior year. Connor Booth tied that right now. So that's crazy. And he's got potentially 2 games left.
He might pass.
Oh yeah. Well, and he's C2, so I'll keep the C1 record. I've had that record for 31 years. It's nuts. I guess 32 years now. Kearney Catholic beats Wood River 30-8. So setting up your semifinals, Battle Creek Bishop Newman. That's going to be in Bishop Newman. I'll be there at that game. And then you got Norfolk Catholic at home. Kearney Catholic's going to have to travel to Norfolk Memorial Field. And I got a feeling Norfolk Catholic's going to take care of business there. Jeff Beller always does a great job with those guys. So the big game in C2 is going to be Battle Creek Bishop. Can Battle Creek stop Connor Booth? That's going to be the big question.
We'll see.
Kid is big. He's fast. I was watching Battle Creek game last night, but I was streaming Bishop Newman just because he's fun to watch. He's literally their entire team. Like he can break tackles. He's fast. He's fun to watch. And like I say, he's committed to Nebraska to play running back here. So we're excited to see that game next Friday. So and then shout out to my Stanton guys. That's Northeast Nebraska. They won again. They're defending champions in D1. They will be playing Summerlin in the semifinals, and you got Sandy Creek and Lord Central Catholic in the other one. So, but yeah, that's like kind of the high school wrap up. It's just the best time of year, Ben. I don't know any, like, this is
about basketball season starting.
Yeah,
Football season's it's getting hot. It's now or never.
Yeah, it's just, you know,
Volleyball.
Winter go home. Yeah, I stayed up. Was that Thursday night? Watched Nebraska beat Oregon. That was a lot of fun. Swept them.
Yep.
You know, it's always good to have at least one of our teams winning a lot.
You can always count on the volleyball team.
Yeah, right. So it's always good to have them to fall back on when you're feeling down and out after losing to UCLA, and then the girls take care of business. And you feel a little bit better about Husker sports. So, but shout out to the Husker volleyball team. It's so fun to watch. Those girls they're amazing.
They've had 17 sweeps this year, by the way.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like
20-game winning streak.
Yeah, they're lead
ever since that one loss.
Yeah, SMU just kind of straightened them out, right?
Sometimes you just need that early loss, right?
Yeah,
maybe
sometimes that's what is needed, right? So,
and in volleyball you can afford it.
Yeah,
football sometimes.
Well, football with the 12-team playoff.
Yeah, now you can.
Now you can. Yeah. So, all right. Well, I appreciate everybody that tuned in. We'll be here every Saturday for the Power Hour. Thanks, Ben.
Thank
Blast, and we'll talk to you guys all next week. God bless. Much love. Peace out.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. Nebco offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From Nebco's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait.